What up there in YouTube Guitar Land? It's the Music Man RN coming back at you. Different locale, but the same James Taylor. You know it. We're gonna do "Shower the People You Love" by request. Shout out. It's a good James Taylor song. I do enjoy this one, and I figured I'd throw it up here. We're gonna start with the intro and the first verse going up to the chorus. We got a capo on the 3rd fret, as in a lot of the James Taylor songs. And we're going to do that little intro sequence, which sounds like this. So basically what we're doing is we're doing the open low E and the open G string. Then those same 2 strings on the 2nd fret, which of course all relation to the capo. And then you're doing a little pluck of a string right following that pluck of the 2 strings. Then you're doing that open D string by itself. So we're at, then we're doing 3rd fret low E and the open B string. Then that pluck of that open D string again. So let's get you up there. We're at, and then to the basically a kind of the bottom of a A chord. I'm just going to be playing the G and the B on the 2nd fret with that open low A string. And then after that pluck of that low or that open A and that 2nd fret of the B string, then you can kind of play that fretted G 2nd fret and then the open D, which will lead you into the first chord of the song, which is a D with a hammer on there. So, but let's finish just covering that intro real quick. We'll play it one more time slowly, and you can kind of follow along here. Again, that open, 2nd fret, and then following those is that open pluck of the D string. Low E and the open B, followed by that open D string. Open A and that 2nd fret B. Onto the verse, basically it's just a kind of a repetitive sequence of chords. Then obviously James Taylor is going to be using a lot of accentuations and whatnot, and I'll leave those kind of free to you. I'll just give you the chords and the little sequence. The intro starts with that D, but with the hammer on the 2nd fret there. So you kind of pluck that open D note, then kind of into an A, that open A bass note, and that hammer on to that bottom of the A, which is very common in James Taylor songs. That 2nd fret on the B. So we have, and that sequence is B minor. Just those 4 individual notes that are being fretted, starting with that B note. And then basically take that open, or that first finger, and release it from that B, and kind of fret that kind of D/A chord, which I think is what that would technically be, with the open A string, and then the same kind of fretting off that B minor, except you're basically playing, it's that open A, 4th fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the G string, and 3rd fret on the B string. So we have that. And then into just a G with that open. I'm not really sure which of these notes are being played on the bottom of the G, but just make sure you kind of get that low, 3rd fret G, and maybe fretting the 3rd fret of the B string as well. So we got that D intro, the hammer on, then to that kind of A chord, B minor, to that D/A kind of chord, into that G, or that open. Yeah, actually that sounds better with the open. So on that G, you're going to want to basically pluck that low E on the 3rd fret, and then the open D, G, and B. So you get that. You can hear my dog shaking in the background. And there he goes. Live action dog action. So anyways, so that sequence, D, and the little difference though, that's basically the sequence of chords for the verse. The only difference is on the 2nd time through of the verse, you're going to have that D, and then instead of kind of that pause and kind of hammer onto the A, you're going to allow a little more time in that chord and throw in another kind of classic James Taylor style chord where it's that A sharp kind of chord where you're playing basically an A, but you're adding that 1st fret on the A string, which becomes an A sharp. So you have and then into the B minor. So it would be like so you kind of get the idea. On the initial time through, you kind of have that slower, more accentuated open bass note with the hammer on. And then then on the A, you kind of have that open bass note with the hammer on, and then goes into your B minor. And the 2nd time through, you get more. You're going to use that basically A sharp kind of chord, where again, like you're fretting essentially the same notes as in an A chord, except you're adding in that 1st fret of the A string. And I guess technically the G string, I believe, is open too, but I'm not 100% sure on that chord. I think I play it open because it probably just feels like it sounds better. So, but you have that into the B minor. And you do that basically for, I believe, 3 sequences. And on the 4th one, when you get to the B minor, and then you release it, that B note, and go into the A, after you play out those notes and the chords right before the intro, you'll kind of hear it. It's that G to a D/F sharp, where you're playing a D chord down here, that 2nd fret G string, 3rd fret B string, with that F sharp note, which is the 2nd fret of the low E. So you have that would go into that shower. But you get the idea. You're going from that B minor, just like we had been doing, and then add in that, go to the G, open strings underneath it. Sorry about that. And get those open strings underneath it on the G, and then the same sequence of notes on that F sharp / D. That's basically the sequence. Again, just remember it's essentially a D to an A to that B minor, D / A to G is basically the main sequence. You're just going to kind of add that A and that A sharp right before that B minor, kind of every now and then on the second and third time through the verse. And then right before it heads right to the chorus, after your B minor, and you throw that G in, F sharp / D right into your E minor 7, which would be the first chord of the chorus. Hopefully that is helpful. That's basically the intro and the first verse of Shower the People. And I'll throw up another part with the chorus and some of that other fun stuff that happens in that song. But again, great James Taylor song, and hope this is helpful to those of you out there loving the JT. Music Man RN, out.